Hello guys, welcome back to a tutorial from AwesomeHobby200. In this tutorial I'll be covering how to make a logo in Apple's Keynote, and this does work on all Macs, so let's get straight to the point. First up, you want to go and open up your Keynote, which should be either in your menu, in your toolbar, or just go to your applications folder in your Finder and open up Keynote. Now, once Keynote is open up, this will pop up. So instead of hitting Done or Open, hit New Document. After New Document is open, click your choice of theme. For this one, we'll be using a white theme. Double click on the theme, or simply click it and click Choose. Now, we don't want this all of this to be in here, so we'll just simply highlight over them and click the delete. Now, every logo's biggest aspect is probably the shape behind it. So for this one, we'll be selecting a simple shape. So I'm gonna go with a green, and I'm gonna click hold shift and enlarge it at the same time by dragging the corners. This will maintain the ratio and keep it a circle while only enlarging the size. So once you're satisfied with this, just center it out. And we want to change the fill from this boring old green color to a more gradient fill. Click here and you'll see a preset color. So you can choose any of these fills. You can choose color fills or image fills. So color fills will give you a vibrant color, and gradient fills will give you a more glossier tone if that's what you're looking for. I think for this episode we could go with a more color fill, since that hasn't really been experimented much. Now just click this text right here and type whatever you want into the text. For this purpose, I'm going to be typing two separate texts, both reading A, and then one last with the 200 that I would like. Alright guys, so right now it looks a bit boring, so we'll go ahead and polish it up a bit. The first thing we want to do is alter the text so that we get a more pulling feel for it, a bit like my logo. So right now it's kind of boring, so we'll raise the font size. The most convenient way is probably to type the number in, which I usually experiment with around 200 first, which is pretty good. So 250 and maybe a 300. So I think both of these should be a 300, and that might give a better tone. So next we can take this 200 and also increase it, but slightly less, so a maybe 250. No, I think a 150 should do. And yeah, I think that would do it. Should do it. And I like this somewhat of an overlapping tone, so I'll keep it slightly upwards like this to give that a better tone. And I'm gonna change the font. Now you could download more fonts or get premium fonts if you wanted to. So if you had your own font, just download it. I'm gonna go with a font that I already have. To me, I think a Rockwell Extra Bold should work fine. No, this is not exactly my style. I think I'm gonna go with a something more like this, and and maybe I'll use a different one for this, marker felt. No, it doesn't go well with it. I think stencil should work fine with this. Alright, so now the overlapping effect won't exactly work the way it was intended to. So now we want to change the color, so I'll go ahead and use the color slider. And so I guess this is a pretty simple logo, but it still can be used. And I think if we were just to copy this and paste it twice, I think it would work out well. So that could also be done. And in the end, it did turn out well. So I'm pretty satisfied with this logo. It looks pretty nice. So I'll go ahead and save it. So I'm not going to save it as a Keynote project, but first is what I'm going to do is go to File, Export to Images, or whatever else you want it to do, maybe a PDF, PowerPoint, QuickTime, HTML, or Keynote 2009. So I opt for images, and I always choose a JPEG high quality, so I leave the optimal settings as it is. So I'm just gonna go ahead and click next, and it'll ask me where I should save it. Personally, I like saving things on my desktop for the first time if I'm experimenting with it, so I'll just save it on the desktop for convenience, and I'm gonna leave it as AA200 logo. So it will create the image file in a folder, and I don't want this project anymore. I'm not going to edit it again, so I'm just going to delete it, and I'm going to quit Keynote by pressing Command Q. So now I'm going to open up this folder, and the image is right inside this, so I'm just going to drag the image outside and go ahead and delete the photo. Alright, so now we have the image right here. We can open it up with our preview, and it looks pretty nice. So I honestly do like the quality, and it does look pretty good. It doesn't seem like, you know, that vector type quality, but then again, it is an image, so it is very good quality. You could use it as your profile picture because of the roundedness. There's a profile picture that requires a square. You could change the background to a square. And there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, drop a like and maybe a subscribe. And I'll see you guys all in the next episode of Awesome Hobby 200's tutorials. Thank you guys.